Hi, this is a tutorial for the budget and spend control app FitFin. FitFin is a great way for you to gain and maintain control of your spending. And everything I'm about to show you, from storing and retrieving receipts to creating shopping lists and more, can be achieved simply by taking a picture of your receipt with your phone's camera. Now, on the home page, as you can see, we have an envelope-style budget tracker. And you can see the top line is going to show our month-to-date spend. And then the subsequent lines are going to show everything that comprises of that top line. So we have multiple budgets: grocery, household, dining, things like that. As I scroll down, you can see whether they're green, yellow, or red determines how much money I've spent in a particular budget. Once I get to 75% of a budget, it turns yellow. And so just a way for me to kind of remind myself to slow down. And then once I go over the budget, it turns red. So it's a highly visual way for me to see where I am at this particular point in the month. You can also see the top right number up at the top. It's $1,705. The way I determine that, the way FitFin determines that, is when you first sign up for an account, we ask you to put in 3 numbers because we believe that everybody has 3 buckets of money. The first is my take-home pay. So when I go to the fixed cost area, which you can see down as the $ below, the first thing you do is you put in your take-home pay, and then you put in all of your expenses below. For example, maybe your mortgage, insurance, different things like that. If I want to change one of those categories, I can just long press on the name, and then I can edit it, I can cancel it, I can delete it. I can also add a category by hitting the plus sign. So that way I can make it very custom. And you notice the second line is actually a fixed line. I can't do anything with it, but as I manipulate the other lines, you can see how it changes. So what it's doing is it's adding up all of these subsequent lines here. Once I hit done with fixed costs, it's going to tell me what my difference between my take-home pay and my fixed expenses is. And you can see the 1,705 there. And then when I click here to set up my variable budget, that 1705 is that number up in the upper right hand corner. So it's actually taking my take home pay minus my fixed costs, and that's my starting point for my budget, for my variable budget, such as groceries, going out to eat, things like that. So everything is tracked out, and then once I start tracking my day-to-day spending, it comes from my actual numbers so that I know, it's a realistic number as far as what I have to spend. So that's at this point going to be your home page. So every time you sign into FitFin, this is going to be the first page that you're going to see. And the numbers that comprise of, the left side of the numbers are my day-to-day spending. And there's 2 ways to track that spending. The first way is I can add an expense manually at the very top of the page, as you can see. So if I hit that link, I can just put in information really fast, whatever I want that to be, whatever budget I want it to come out of, and then I can put the date of the expense. It defaults to today's date, and I say done with expense, and so you can see it actually updated the amount in my grocery budget by that amount that I just put in because I tagged it under groceries. So the other way to actually update your expenses is to take a picture of your receipt, and you can see the little camera icon below. If I click on that camera icon, it opens my phone's camera, and I don't have an actual receipt in front of me right now, but if I did, I would take a picture of the receipt, and then what happens is it goes over to the receipt area, which is in the lower right hand corner, the little receipt icon. So if I press that little icon, it takes me to my search receipts page. I can search receipts by the last 7 days, last 30 days. I can do a custom range, and I can also do by store name or even keyword. Now this is kind of cool, the keyword. If I wanted to say, for example, find all of my receipts with bacon on them, I can hit search, and these are the receipts with bacon. And so if I click into one of them, you can see I've got bacon on that receipt. Now where that might come in handy is if you maybe bought a TV at Walmart. Let's say you shop at Walmart all the time, and then one time you bought a TV. If you tag that receipt, you'll be able to search it later on. If I needed to take the TV back or whatever, So it's kind of a cool way to do it. I can actually search for the TV and a store name at the same time, or any of these other factors. I can search them all at the same time, and so it's not just a one at a time type of a deal. And then it's easy. I can hit last 30 days. It'll give me the last 30 days. Anything with an icon has a receipt with it. Anything without an icon was a manual expense entry. And if I actually don't put any filters on and just do search receipts, just the button, it's going to give me all of my expenses since the beginning of time. So at a very minimum, if you want to just keep track of your receipts and get rid of the paper clutter on your desk, this is a great way to do it. And then as you can see, you can search by the different things. And when I'm in my results page, I can actually hit the store name at the top, and I can sort by store name. I can sort by amount if I want to. And then the default is always going to be the most current date. So really easy to search different things if you want to. And again, at the minimum, use this to track your receipts. The next thing I want to show you is not only do we take, when we take a picture of the receipt, not only do we get the bottom line expense amount, where you bought something, and the date, we actually take the individual items on your receipts and we break those down for you too. And so where that's going to be stored is in the My Items area. So when I click on the little shopping cart down at the bottom, My Items is where you can find those individual products that you buy. And there's a few things I can look at. I can do an item search. I can look at my shopping list. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Spend by product, how much money am I spending on each specific product, and then spend by store. So if I go to item search, I can do a couple things. I can search by store, or I can search by product name. In this example, I'm just going to show you real quick what it looks like when you search by a product name. So I searched for eggs, and you can see here one result. Now what's kind of cool about this is if I had multiple results here, I could actually search, I could sort it by the amount, and I can see where the eggs might be cheapest for the, where I buy eggs that is the cheapest. I can also see pricing changes over time too this way. And if I go back to My Items and go to item search again, and if I do search by store, say I put in Walmart, I can search that. These are all the products that I've bought at Walmart, and I can actually sort it again by date. I can sort it by item name. I can sort it by amount. And what's cool about this is, let's say I just bought new items at Walmart today or yesterday. If I sort it by date, I can actually check different boxes, and I can hit create shopping list. It would add those whatever items I checked to my shopping list. If I've never created a Walmart shopping list, I could check all items and then hit create shopping list. When that happens, when you hit that, it's going to take you out to the shopping list for Walmart. And since I already have a shopping list at Walmart, I'm just going to take you there. And what's cool about my shopping list is they come from my receipt. So the items that are on the receipt and their prices will show up in my shopping list. And I can actually change the name of them to make them more user-friendly, because sometimes when a name comes in on the receipt, it's not going to be very reader-friendly. So I can always just long press it and change the name of it. But as you can see here, if I were to buy every item on this Walmart list, it would cost me $127.67. And right now I have 3 items that are selected that are going to cost me $26.09. And those 3 items are indicated or active by showing that they're orange. So if I check a few more items, you see how the selected items total went up? It's telling me, it's predicting what I'm going to spend when I go to the store, even before I go to the store. So it's proactive budgeting. And so if I check my budget right from the shopping list, I can do that by hitting on the check button link, budget link. I can see how much money I have in my, for example, grocery budget. And then I can go back to my shopping list and literally use this as my list when I'm at the store, and just check items off as I put them in my cart. And then again, once I'm done, I can take a picture of my receipt, and then any new items I can just add to my shopping list. Because 90% of what we buy when we go to the store, we buy all the time. So that's the concept behind why not just build your shopping list with your receipts and then put the prices in there too, so that you can predict what you're going to spend. going back to the My Items at the bottom, I've also got spend by product. So again, the things I buy, I can hit spend by product, and it's going to tell me how much I spend on different things. And I can actually sort it by the total amount, I can sort it by the quantity. But if you're trying to cut money from your budget, let's say you're trying to cut $50 a month, you can come here and you can say, well, where does my money go specifically? And that'll help you make a more educated guess on as far as what you might want to cut out of your budget. So instead of just arbitrarily saying, oh, I'm going to cut $50, but you can actually come here and you can say, if I cut these things, then I'll be able to actually realistically save that money. And I can actually do it by date if I wanted to, and do a specific date range to see what I'm spending on a product in a particular month. I can search specific products, or just the default is going to give me all of my products, and then I can sort them again by total amount, which is going to be the default, or I can sort them by quantity if I wanted to do it that way. And then finally, spend by store, I can click on that, and it's going to tell me where I spend the most money at each store. Again, it's just a different way for me to see where my money is going. So that's a lot of information, but what's cool about it is everything is derived from the data that's on your receipts. There's so much good data on a receipt, and most of us just throw them away or recycle them or shred them. Why not save them in your phone and then leverage that information to help you track your expenses, and also just help you be able to search receipts if you need to find your receipt for the TV that you bought. And so it's just a great way for you to keep track of everything and to stay organized with your finances. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.